You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Thursday, July 22nd, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, Doug Jones reflects on his time in the captain's chair in Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Anson Mount is looking for ideas to help dogs with a Star Trek twist. And I've got this week's events with two big ones that you will not want to miss. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. Man of a thousand faces and notoriously nice guy Doug Jones has been reflecting on his time as Star Trek Discovery's Kelpian fledgling Captain Saru and giving a very tiny peek into the upcoming Discovery Season 4. Jones has been making the rounds as the filming of Season 4 has been nearing completion, interviewing with Decider, Trek News, and StarTrek.com. Season 4 filming has been taking place under COVID-19 safety protocols, and Jones has approached the situation as one of enablement, making it possible to get the work done. And I think that's what Star Trek helps us realize, Jones told Decider, that the situation can be different if you perceive it differently. Now, while Saru has become a captain and wanted to do so over the course of the story thus far, Jones wasn't as excited with the idea. He said that although the honor and gravity of it was not lost on him, what it meant for him as an actor was a lot more work and a lot more days in that Kelpian makeup. He said he was happy being second fiddle to Michael Burnham. But although Saru departed for Kaminar at the end of Season 3, Jones teased that Saru retains his captain status, telling StarTrek.com, "You'll have to wait and see how that plays out." Now, Saru is the longest-running character that Jones has played so far in his career, and he told Trek News that he enjoys what he calls Saru's emotional availability and the organic growth of the character. Jones says he doesn't think he would change anything about his approach to portraying Saru. To find out more about Doug Jones and his alter ego in Star Trek, including what he would make Gene Roddenberry for dinner, had he the chance, you can read the full interviews at Decider.com, TrekNews.net, and StarTrek.com. Star Trek Strange New Worlds actor Anson Mount has pet lovers fired up on social media this week. Mount posted on Twitter looking to crowdsource ideas for supporting pet adoption with a Star Trek twist, and fans were all too eager to share their thoughts. Mount's original post read, "Currently brainstorming how to create a dog adoption support and/or incentive system that involves Star Trek. Ideas welcome." With his post, the ideas started pouring in. Fans suggested many ways to get Mount's idea off the ground, including offering Star Trek-themed adoption packages, donating the proceeds from Trek pet supplies to a pet adoption cause, and what seemed to be the most popular suggestion, teaming up with other Star Trek actors to engage fans in considering pet adoption. Seemingly without fail, this led several Twitter users to recommend working with Sir Patrick Stewart in his effort to campaign for the adoption of pit bulls and changes in UK legislation to allow for their ownership. According to a report from StarTrek.com back in January of 2020, Stewart renewed his acquaintance with dogs while working with his on-screen dog, Number 1, on the set of Star Trek Picard. That experience inspired him to adopt a pit bull of his own, Stewart's first dog since he was a child. In response to the idea of Mount working with Stewart, Twitter user @NoctriTai wrote, "Anson Mount and Sir Patrick Stewart would make excellent ambassadors for whatever program they come up with." Of course, dogs aren't the only pets that need adopting, and several users were quick to point out that there are plenty of cats in need of good home as well. We can only hope for the best for this initiative. If and when any developments are made, you can be sure that we'll bring you all the details. Now, I've got the weekend's Star Trek events in just a moment, but first, a word from me. This show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Your financial support helps us cover recurring costs like hosting and distribution, and it also helps us invest in the future, finding better ways to bring you more of the Star Trek news you need to know wherever you are. To find out more, just head to patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. You can contribute from just $1 a month, and with a 16% discount on an annual membership, you can support us for a whole year for around $10. That's patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. And a big thanks to you for supporting this show. Right, so on to events. First up, William Shatner is set to belatedly celebrate his 90th birthday this weekend at the official Star Trek tour in Ticonderoga, New York. It'll be a weekend full of tours, photo ops, and other fun stuff. The VIP tickets are sold out, but there are still a few options left if you want to take part, including autographs and a stage show. To find out more about the weekend and to purchase tickets, head to StarTrekTour.com. Then, it's the big one. The virtual version of San Diego Comic-Con is on this weekend, called Comic-Con at Home. The Star Trek universe kicks things off with a big back-to-back pair of panels featuring Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek Lower Decks. Expect previews and teasers and getting to know the cast. Plus, it is possible that we might finally get a premiere date for Star Trek Prodigy, since it was already announced as coming to Paramount Plus in 2021, which, let's be honest, is marching on a bit. Anyway, that back-to-back panel starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the Comic-Con at Home YouTube channel, where you'll also be able to watch it back later if you miss it on the day. Now, those official panels aren't the only Star Trek content at Comic-Con at Home, though. You might also want to check out these others with a Trek or Trek-adjacent theme. Rhapsody PR's 13th annual Behind the Music panel features Star Trek Discovery composer Jeff Russo, and that's on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Anthony Rapp is hosting a panel called Exploring Our Origins with NASA. That's also on Friday, but at 5 p.m. Pacific. Dr. Trek himself, Larry Nemecek, is hosting a panel at 6 p.m. Pacific on Friday called Beyond Star Trek, Menagerie and the Expanse, Space Law, Sci-Fi versus Sci-Fact. Also at 6 p.m. Friday, Star Trek writer Lisa Klink is sitting on a panel called Holly Weird Science, Sometimes You Just Gotta Break It. Moving on to Saturday, and the Inglorious Treksperts are talking Boldly Going, 55 Years of Star Trek at 1 p.m. Pacific. And then on Sunday, Discovery writing pair Bo-Young Kim and Erica Lippold are sitting on a panel called Writing for TV, From First Draft to Getting Staffed, and that's at 3 p.m. Pacific. Now, links to all of these are on our website. You can see those at dailystartreknews.com/events. And last, but very much not least, remember, next week is the week that some of us have been waiting for it seems like most of our lives. LeVar Burton is hosting Jeopardy. Okay, he's guest hosting, but LeVar Burton is hosting Jeopardy next week. Tune in Monday through Friday and show him your support. To find out how and when to watch, go to jeopardy.com/watch. Now, that's it for events, but there's just one last thing before I go. Don't forget that we're giving away 3 copies of Star Trek Discovery Season 3 on Blu-ray, along with some official Discovery posters. To find out how to enter, just head to dailystartreknews.com/discovery. Entries close this coming Saturday, so don't wait. Once again, that's dailystartreknews.com/discovery, and good luck. Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek News from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows in the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, and written by Chris Peterson, Jack Brown, and David Powell, with events by Marina Kravchuk. We're supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out how you can add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. I'm back tomorrow with more of the Star Trek news you need to know and the answer to this week's Trek Trivia. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.